It costs an average of $332 to watch the US men's soccer team play here in the US. And while that may sound ridiculous, that's how much it cost for the cheapest ticket, parking, a hot dog, and a beer when the team played at Arrowhead Stadium last year during the Copa America. And the stadium wasn't even full. But what if you wanted to see the US men's national team play for as cheaply as possible? How much would it actually cost you to buy these same four things just 1 year out from the 2026 World Cup? Well, to find out, I went to watch the US men's national team take on Costa Rica in the CONCACAF Gold Cup quarterfinals at US Bank Stadium. And first up was getting my ticket. So I fired up TickPick and snagged these insane seats in row 9 for just $96 a piece. And since TickPick doesn't add any hidden fees at checkout, that's the price I actually paid. However, it honestly made me a little concerned that no one was going to be there. But before I could worry about that, I actually had to get to the stadium. Now, I got a little unlucky with parking since there was also a Minnesota Lynx game going on downtown at the same time. This meant that parking anywhere cost at least $25. But honestly, given how close I was able to park to the stadium, it wasn't that bad. However, once I got inside, I was kind of surprised to see just how many seats were still available. They clearly didn't even try to sell tickets to the upper level, and a lot of the lower level was still pretty empty on the other side of the stadium. But the fans that were here were into it for the entire match, and I was surprised to hear them announce that attendance to the game was still over 32,000 fans. However, I still wasn't done with this challenge, so I headed back up to the concession stand where I waited about 20 minutes in line for a lukewarm hot dog that cost me $6.50 and a $12 beer that they were required to pour into a cup for me, putting my total spend for the game at just $139.50, which was way cheaper than I was expecting. Not to mention, I got to see the US win in a sudden death shootout. Hopefully games like this will actually help fill these NFL stadiums when the World Cup comes to America next year.